Hello, everyone out there, and welcome back to the Elite Racing Network tonight, where we are running the California 160 in the Mark Rebilas Grand National Series. Joining me in the booth tonight, as always, is Jacob Adams, and of course, Dave Huck up here in the booth with us again tonight. Getting ready to see a great race tonight, fellas. The sun is beating down on this racetrack. I have seen some guys here running the high line, some guys trying to run the bottom, so it's going to be a very, very raceable race tonight, and high tire wear, lots of moving around. What are you guys expecting to see? I'll start with you, Jake. What are you expecting to see tonight? You think we're going to see the wall to the white line?
Yeah, I think we really, here at Auto Club, you can run pretty much around anywhere around this track. So there's a bunch of viable lanes to race around, kind of different from how we had at Texas last week. So hopefully we get some good green flag running in this week.
And what about you, Dave? What do you think we're going to see tonight? We're going to see some accidents more than likely at some point, but these guys having all this room to run and some high tire wear, it's going to be a very exciting race, I believe.
Yeah, we had a big crowd come out tonight too. We sent 10 drivers home, so yeah, a big field, full field like usual, but a lot of people watching tonight.
As the cars are grinning up, our pole sitter tonight is Tom Bourne. John Cutlip, we talk about how good he is at these kind of tracks. And he's going to start second. So he's already at the front. Normally he qualifies mid-pack or worse, and it takes till about halfway before we see Cutlip. We got Ethan Burrell up there in third. Jared Rexing, Jake Knorr, Brandon Wilkerson, William White, David Tooker's back there in ninth. Scott Crump. I skipped right over Leighton Norgard there in eighth. Stanley's up there. R.C. Enerson's up there. Where is Chad Frankenfield? Chad Frankenfield all the way back in 23rd, guys. 23rd for Chad Frankenfield. I think we need a Chad cam tonight. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we definitely know he's gonna give us some good stuff to watch. He's got room to be 3, 4, hell, maybe even 5 wide tonight.
I would love to see Chad 5 wide down here in the turn one time. We got Robert Hill, always up here in the booth here for, I believe, the ARCA series is what he calls full time. He has made the show in 35th. Jeff Green's back there in 37th. Josh Adams, he might be on that downside of his career here. We're seeing him fall off like Terry Labonte did there in the late 90s, early 2000s back here in 40th. Boys, not a good start to the season for Josh Adams. Hopefully he can find some of that magic there at his old age. So they roll off of pit road. Getting ready to start this California 160. And how many sets of tires do you guys have done in? There it is. 80 laps, 160 miles, 4 sets of tires. And we cannot forget that the stage is at lap 30. Gavin Higgins is out here, and I believe he missed the show. Gavin Higgins is out here after missing the show. Mark Rebilas is out here, and he apparently missed the show.
How do you not let the sponsor run? Come on!
He wasn't fast enough, I guess. But the green is out. They pull down off the field or off the racetrack to park. Getting off the track, they head for turn 1. Gerald Campbell 3 wide already there. 1 car pulled out of line. That is it so far. And there we go. They're 3 wide down here into turn 1 up here in the mid-pack. The middle lane surging through, getting a little sideways there.
You almost had some contact right there between the front row of Tom Bourne and John Cutlip, but they kept it together.
Yeah, here comes Jared Rexing.
Big move here by the 10.
Now, as this race starts, it's going to be about saving the tires and trying to maximize your speed while saving tires. What would be your way of attack out here tonight, Jake? Would you be on that bottom side saving your tire? Would you be running up at the fence saying we're going to get a caution in 10 laps? How would you attack this race?
Yeah, if I'm up towards the front, I want to try and keep my track position, and you do that best by saving your tires. So if maybe you have to fall back a few spots to do that, so be it. If I'm a guy like we mentioned, Chad Frankenfield, who's mid-pack, or somebody like Josh, who started almost dead last, you're probably going to want to just try and get your track position early.
Yeah, now I did talk to Josh Labonte there before the race, and he said he's just going to move up to the fence and try to move forward. So we'll see how that works for him.
And
there's a bunch of 3-wide action all through this field right now. We're looking at the leaders here, single filed out, but back here in this pack, we've got the 8 of Josh Robin, Justin Wadsworth, the 70 of Jesse Racimas. All these guys are just taking 3-wide every chance they get. I mean, this track is so wide right now. It's really racy. Not a lot of these races do I want to be in the car, but this looks like it might be a ton of fun, especially after 5 or 10 laps with the tires wear. Go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, we're seeing guys use just about every lane through 1 and 2. They're staying about 2 lanes off the wall so far through 3 and 4. So it'll be something to look at to see if they move that groove up in 3 and 4 a little bit.
Yeah,
we've got a wreck on the front straightaway. They saved it.
I believe Chad Frankenfield and Ty McIntosh are where that started. Ty and Chad got together, and Chad is apologizing. Chad said he believes it was too wide. Let's see here. Chad just moves up here. Oh, he did. He just moved up there and realizing it was 3 wide. Very lucky that that car didn't snap back to the right there and take out a bunch of cars. Very lucky. Has Cutlip there still out front. Jared Rexing with the big run down the back. Tom Bourne up there trying to see what lane is going to move forward to see who he should decide to follow. I'll tell you what, Jared's one of them guys that if this lane can move up, he'll be moving up. Gerald Campbell, another guy. Oh, I believe Tom might have hit the wall there just a little bit. You can see the draft is at play here on the straightaways just a little bit, not a lot. I would rather have my car handling through the corner and be out of line on the straightaway. Not going to get just, it's not like the Cup car here. We've got, you can keep your momentum up here out of line. As Jared taking the fight right now to John Cutlip. You see Jay sitting looking on there in 5th place. Side by side is Burrell and Tom.
Yep, we've got Tom. It looks like got a little bit loose coming out of 4 right there. See, we do it a little different this week. We never made race picks while we were waiting for this thing to start. So we've got 7 laps of racing action. Who we liking so far?
That is true. Dave, why don't you kick off our race picks for us tonight?
Oh, let's see. I'm going to take William White tonight. Get his first Xfinity win.
All right, Jake, who do you have tonight to win this thing?
Yep, I'm thinking I'm liking John Cutlip tonight.
Ooh, that's out on a limb there, taking John Cutlip. I am looking through this field, and I'm thinking Fontana tires are going to be a big factor tonight. I'm gonna step out on a limb. I'm gonna take Tyler Fody to get this thing done tonight. I think he's saving his tires right there. I think he's biding his time. One thing I'm seeing out of this front group, everybody looks like they're driving, pretty decent. I know from experience that Jared is pushing pretty hard and running his tires pretty hard by moving up the racetrack the way he is. We know John's sitting there staving his stuff. We know what Ethan's doing. Tom is the one guy that looks like he is driving the wheels off of that machine. Coming off of 4, he is sliding around. He's at the wall one time. So Tom looks like he is just in there. He is working hard, and that tells me those tires are going to be shot here in the next 5 or 6 laps, more than likely.
Yep, a little bit deeper back in the field, we have Scott Crump and R.C. Enerson running side by side. Was about 15th place right there. Scott makes the pass.
Yeah, RC didn't qualify probably as good as he would have liked to have. We'll see how that works out. Right there, you got 3 great drivers in Elite, though. 4, I mean, Ethan Stanley right in front of him, Scott Crump, RC, Fody's right there, Vincent Isabella looking on from the backside there. Gerald Campbell not too far out in front of them. We know how aggressive he is willing to be.
Yeah, speaking of Gerald Campbell, I saw about two laps ago down the back straightaway, bump drafting a Leighton Norgard all the way down the straightaway.
Hey, 2 cars are faster than 1, right? As we got that battle for the lead, I think Cutlip's finally seeing enough out of Jared to say, I'm going to make this pass. Jared's starting to really struggle. Cutlip's going to try to make this work on the bottom. And you see it right there. You see how Jared tries to go to the bottom? Cannot do it. And so John sees that. Every time he misses the bottom, John knows that's hurting his tires because he is aiming for the bottom. They head down for turn 1. Ethan Burrell trying to make that pass for 3rd. Jared's going here now. Caution is out. Big wreck here. Chad Frankenfield. Jeff Green, the 45 of Ultra. Josh Adams is in here. Absolutely huge accident. I believe Matthew Weeks was involved as well. Tate turns down to make it 3 wide. Chad's going to bounce off of this inside wall, come back up. Matthew Weeks, Hunter Smith, Jeff Green. There's Brandon Ultra and Josh Adams getting involved. Oh, Tate did just turn. I couldn't tell from the first angle if Chad moved down, but yeah, it looks like Tate just catches his left rear moving down. There's Weeks. There's Hunter Smith. There's Jeff Green. There's Josh Adams, Brandon Ultra. That apron's just rough. You get down there, the car gets to bouncing. Just absolutely vicious wreck here. 10 laps into this race.
This is the kind of incident that Tate makes fun of other people and kind of rips other drivers for. Really shocking to see it come out of him.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just not. I don't know what Tate was thinking.
It's not his normal. So I mean, you can't say he always drives like that. It's just sometimes it happens, I guess.
Yeah, and it tore up a lot of good cars there, and I heard Matthew Weeks getting pretty vocal there, and I know that they have a direct line of communication. Like if Weeks kind of got to talk to his teammate there and be like, buddy, what are you doing? It just it's a product of some guys not qualifying well, like Tate Lytle, and being aggressive in traffic. And pit stops are happening here, and we have 2 guys staying out. Vincent Isabella, Dustin Dewar. While we're working this caution, Jake, why don't you go ahead and talk about the tally that was given out and maybe break down what you saw there in the wreck?
Yeah, I think we all kind of saw it. It's pretty easy on that one. Chad was protecting the line and just kind of got turned there. There's really no other way to look at it.
And we saw brother Josh in that. So that's it's another bad run for brother Josh tonight. He did say that this is no longer the most fun car to drive. I don't think Josh is having a good time on any racetrack right now. His elite season has started pretty rough here, but I will tell you this, looking at Josh Adams' car rolling off a pit road, they seem to have fixed it pretty well. Like, I don't see, like, his damage was all in the rear, and I see nothing. It looks like a brand new car. They put a whole new rear clip on that thing or something. And we saw Vincent Isabella as they get 1 to green decide that he is going to pit. Kudos to Dustin Dewar here for putting him up on the dash, as Noah Gregson would say, and saving a set of tires. I like this call. I like saving a set of tires early in a tire management race. As you know, Jake, you've ran with me enough to know, like, in the race what I'm thinking, what kind of strategy calls I like to make, and I think that more guys should have done this. I don't know how. What do they got? 4 sets, so 3 laying in the pit. Everybody else is down to 2. I like this call quite a bit. I wish more guys would have done it, honestly. I think I would have. I know it's going to be a short-term loss, but if you get another caution by lap 2025, you're going to be able to get tires and pass everybody. Now, the big thing here for Dusty is going to be taking them off. Wheel spin will be a factor taking them off right here for this 32 machine. So it's going to be surviving the restart, trying to fall back in one lane. Like if I had a communication to Dusty, I'd say, look, you run your lane. If it's the top, you run the top. If it's the bottom, you run the bottom, and you just stay there. Don't try to move around. Let everybody pass you on one side. Don't be bobbing and weaving as you go through the field. Pace car is off. Green is out. Great launch for Dusty. Make me look like a liar out here with the tire wear and the takeoff. And there's Gerald Campbell taking it 3 wide on William White once again. That's 2 for 2 on the restarts there for Gerald Campbell. And Dusty gets right to the top. He's giving everybody plenty of room at the bottom, saying, go ahead and pass me. And John Cutlip's immediately looking 3 wide for the lead. Back in line. They head down here for turn 3. There's Dusty falling back again. So everybody's doing a good job here getting around Dustin Dewar as he falls through the field. It's very easy to get wrecked by some of these guys. Oh, Ethan Stanley with a big slide there off of turn 2.
Tom Bourne also had a big slide off turn 2. Almost lost it. He's going to go from challenging for the lead back to maybe 4th place here. Just dives it off hard into turn 3.
And Tom's one of those guys we saw the first run, Jake. We saw him that first run, being completely sideways. Just, he looked like he was working harder than anybody else up there.
Yeah, that'll work out when we get the short runs, how we saw. But we'll see how much that hurts him if we finally get a longer run this time.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. At some point, we're going to get a long run tonight. And I know you were busy there, but what do you think about the Dustin Dewar call? I would like to have seen more guys do this. I think this could be a great call if we get a caution here in the next 10 laps.
Yeah, based off what we saw, how the race last week kind of trended yellow, it kind of wouldn't have been, I think, a bad deal if a little bit more guys would have done it. But I think as we see Dusty falling through the field, track position's probably the main reason why a lot more guys didn't.
Yeah, and he's free falling right here, backing up around some guys, but he made that pit call from back here, so he's playing the long game is what you're playing right here. You want to caution somewhere between lap 20 and 25. Probably closer to 23. Like 22, 23 would probably be the perfect scenario to catch a caution. And then come in and get your tires. As he has, he's found his way through the field here.
Tom's going to make another run at Jared. Going to dive it off into turn 1 and try and make this pass for the lead.
And these two guys are the two guys that we believe are driving the hardest up here. Oh, did John just touch the wall?
Saw a little bit of smoke out the right rear, like he may have gotten a little bit of the wall there.
Yeah, and Jared drives right to the bottom here once again.
Oh, he's got Tom on the wall, John on the wall again.
Wow. Is this this is turning into Darlington of the West Coast here? Everybody's on the wall.
Follow the leader, right? You just don't want to do it like that.
I will say the way they hit the wall right there off of 4, that was lightly and politely. But you don't want to be hitting the wall at all. You know, you'd like to keep the fender straight. But if you're going to do it, that's how you want to do it. And as a driver, you know, as you know, Jake, when you hit the wall as a driver, you know if you hit it hard enough to do something or if it was just a light touch and it kind of, you know, it's just enough to make you ease up without hurting the car. Bourne out front, Jared Rexing there in second. Ethan Burrell's gotten around John Cutlip in third. There you see back in the pack, Tyler Fody working that top side. Big Purple trying to run the top there. Kind of a surprise. Maybe Fody's not as good tonight as I expected him to be on these longer runs. Oh, a little contact. William White turns in across the bottom. A little bit of contact from the 91. Everybody survives, continues on.
So we talked about a little bit earlier about widening out the groove in turn 3 and 4. That last time by, I saw RC about as high through 3 and 4 as we've seen anybody yet, as he almost works the wall here in 1 and 2 this lap.
Yeah, I think maybe it's just a little bit of a comfort factor, but the few times that I've been here and the top has worked at all, the very top works great. Like if you can go in there and you can run the wall, especially in 3 and 4, that seems to, you can carry so much throttle center off. But with the marbles and stuff, I just don't, you know, I don't have a good look here at the marbles. I'm not driving to field them or anything like that. But I would be one of the ones that I'd be up there putting that right rear right against the fence.
Yeah, and as if you're going to do that, you got to have some friends to go up there and help you clean it off. It's just one car trying to clean off the top groove is going to take a little bit. He's trying to get some of his friends to go. As we know, Pro Edge has like 14 cars in this race. Maybe if they all went up there, they can clean it off pretty quick.
Yeah, maybe in one lap. But I mean, why don't you and I put a car in the race next week? Each. We'll get out there and we'll clean off the top groove wherever we're at. We'll just run the fence the whole race.
Now that's what we got Dave for. We need to get Dave out there.
I'd be cleaning off the apron.
Ooh, that'd make the track dirty. You'd be throwing all that stuff up on the racetrack.
Yeah, just about the opposite of the effect we're looking for.
I do what I do, guys. I can't make it.
But right
you
here
can clean it off in qualifying for us.
There you go. I can do that.
And a lot of places, this is one of those places where it's easy to run the top until you're at the very top. Like when you go down in here and you do what RC's doing right here, basically running the middle, even though it's the top of everybody running, you know, third lane, third and fourth lane there, it's top. But that's easy to do. It is easy to go down in there and run that middle lane. And it's easy to run, you know, 4 or 5 lanes. But when you get up there by the wall and you get up there close to the wall where you're going to make max speed, that's hard to do. That is hard to hit your marks every time, because if you get in there a little too hot or you miss it just a little bit, Ethan Stanley, that's a hard contact into the wall for Stanley.
Yeah, we had Cutlip in the wall again. Tom Bourne's really struggling out here. I think his tires have fallen off, and he stacked them up coming off of turn 2. And I believe John had to lift, and he got in the wall a little bit again off turn 2. But look, Ethan Burrell, he's been sit back there saving his in 3rd or 4th place, and he's trying to come forward now. Yeah,
and I mean, we've talked about, you know, Tom is a guy that's out here. He looks like he's working, and maybe the car's not giving up as much as he's just his upper body's getting worn down. You know, he might be wearing himself out swatting all them bees in there. Side by side for second, like you said, though, with Jared Rexing right there. Rexing got a big run, said, I'm not side by side for second anymore. I'm going for the lead. Lap car out in front there. Oh, big wreck. Jeff Ryan down here. The 89 slides in. victory right here for Dustin Dewar. I believe there was some contact. Vincent's going to pull out to make this pass. Oh, just hooks him. We'll have to see it clear a little bit closer probably to see exactly what happened there. But let's see here. That's so tough to tell exactly what happens here. You know, I think the 3 turns down. I think the 82 pulls out, and he's out there, and then the 3 turns down. That's what I believe to be is happened right there. As you can see, Vince pulls out, and now he's going to get away from him. Lots of space, and then the 3 just starts going left there. Like, yeah, I think the 3 comes down. Here comes everybody down the pit road. Well, not everybody. If we had a bunch of guys stay out, this is going to be a 1-lap shootout for the stage. Who is our first car on pit road right here? Who are we looking at? So Donald Kite pitted, Leighton Norgard, Michael Hosick, Wadsworth, Grunt, Thomas, Francis, Dustin Dewar, Brent Jones, Ethan Stanley. These were our pitters. All right, so I need some clarification, Jake. Is the stage over, or are we going to get a 1-lap shootout right here?
Yeah, there was talk of a 1-lap shootout, but I don't think they got 2 to green. So I believe the stage is just over here.
Chad's not in there, is he?
No.
So we are getting 1 to green. So since we don't know what we've got, we're going to call this like it's a stage end.
Yeah, a lot of confusion.
Yeah, we're going to call the 1-lap shootout. That's what we're going to do. We're going to call it a shootout. I'm going to call this like it's coming to the end of the stage. 1 lap for stage points, boys. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be hectic. Do we get back?
I'll say no.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't know. It depends on how aggressive these guys want to be. I feel like...
First car on
know.
new tires would be a Leighton Norgard, and yeah.
Yeah, Leighton and Donald are sharing a row back there. Now, I'm telling you right now, they could get stage points. They could get to the top 10. New tires, you're about to see what new tires are worth, and they're worth a lot. Green is out. Oh, bunch of wheel spin from Tom Bourne. We're 3 wide here at the line. Tom's going to go from finishing top 2 or 3 in the stage to... He'll be lucky to get back with stage points. Free falling right now is Tom Bourne.
You're wide.
They are 3 wide back here. Where are our new tire guys? They're going to be back here being aggressive somewhere. Heading down for turn number 3, coming to end this stage. The 07, I don't know who that is. Wilkerson. He's the guy that's going to sneak up here and take stage points in the top 5, it looks like. Here they come to end the stage. It's going to be Rexing, Burrell, Cutlip, Wilkerson, David Tooker, Tom Bourne, Jared Campbell, Jay Kenor, William White, and Tyler Fody score points there in the stage. Now it's on to watching the new tire guys try to work this traffic. How aggressive do they want to be working this traffic? It doesn't look like they're being too awful aggressive. They're being pretty nice back there. Maybe trying to save a little bit of tire. Maybe they all didn't get tires. Maybe that was a fuel stop because they're not going. I mean, Johnny Thomas is moving forward, but those other guys look like they're kind of in the way. I don't think they all got tires right there.
Yeah, I'm not 100% positive. Got David Tooker moving to 4th here. Was he on pit road?
No.
No.
I think the first car on tires in this field is Johnny Thomas.
Correct.
I don't think a Leighton Norgard got tires. I don't think Donald got tires. Seth Rawls moving up the racetrack there just a little. Oh, we are wrecked.
Tom Bourne off the front end of William White.
Scott Crump's destroyed here in this wreck. Jay's involved. Oh, we've got absolute chaos here on the front stretch. Scott Crump's night is over. That car's destroyed. We talked about Tom Bourne really being struggling out here. As we look at Scott Crump to see what he's seen. It's going to be well up in front of him. I don't think Tom knew they were 3 wide. And William White's involved. Man, did Tyler Fody get a piece of that, or did he sneak through? Like, Tyler Fody's either really lucky or it's going to be another. There's Scott just coming in and blasting Jesse. Now the 9 gets turned here real late across the field as well. All right, here's the start of the wreck. I don't think Tom knew there were 3. Oh yeah, just not a room there. They get stuck together.
Yeah, I think Gerald was worried he might have been hitting the wall. And then
and Fody missed
William
it. What a job. What a job by Fody. So now the 9's going to be all kinds of wrecking here. And real late, he's going to go back across this racetrack. Oh, that's so close. So close. There's Josh Adams coming through. Boys, this race is not at all what I expected us to see tonight. But what I do know is we are about halfway through this race. I don't foresee any pit stops right here. So we are going to take this opportunity to get in a commercial break. Stick with us on the other side of the break. We will be live here and hopefully run the second half of this race without a yellow.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back as we get ready for the restart. And I was wrong. We had a bunch of guys pit there. I believe my math correct. If my math is correct, a lot of guys are down to 1 or 2 sets as Green comes out here. Johnny Thomas pitted, got 2 laps on his tires, and now he's leading. What a track position flip there. Green is out. Big run here down the front stretch. Tate Lytle's looking 3 wide. Backs out. Everybody trying to just make their way through this. Tyler Fody trying to work the top. The 3's going to run him out of room. Josh Adams hung in the middle, stayed out there to get some track position. And
I was able to talk with him a little bit during that caution there, and he thought that was going to be a good call if they didn't stay green for too long.
Well, he's in the middle 4 wide.
He can't be the caution for it to work out.
Yeah, that was almost real bad there for Josh. Josh Labonte, like I said, that's what his name is until he starts running a little bit better out here. He's really struggling right now, and he is like backing up in the middle is worst case scenario. If I'm Josh, I go down here and run the fence and let all these guys with tires just work underneath me. I think that's what he's doing. He's going up the racetrack. He said, I don't want to be in the middle anymore.
See the 5 making a big power 3 wide move around the top. He's going to get a couple of them here and settle back into 3rd place. Now he should be able to fairly easy.
Look at this. We're looking 4 wide once again. Maybe
4 wide on turn 1.
Man, Leighton backed out of 4 wide, and then he's back in 4 wide again. Poor Leighton.
He almost got turned out of 4 wide, and then almost surviving that one got put in another 4 wide situation.
And I don't know who the Mobile 1 car is, but they were in the middle of that 4 wide mess too and backing up.
That's Robert Hill.
I believe that's our very own Robert Hill, yeah.
Yeah, and he just he got colorful there, and
we've got a couple guys on the wall. We got William White in the wall, Tyler Fody in the wall. I'm not sure if RC got the wall reacting to it or not.
That was a real interesting run of the restart there. Tyler Fody's been trying to work this very top line to pass these guys. Pass these guys. And he's almost got driven to the fence a couple times. I would almost consider just trying to pass these old tire guys on the bottom, but Jared Rexing working his way underneath the Leighton there. 2 wide, 3 wide, Ethan Burrell, Ethan Stanley, and the 07 there. And there's Fody with another big 3 wide move, and the door gets shut. He might have shipped the Leighton down into that corner a little bit.
The Leighton was hanging on there. Poor Leighton's having a rough go of this restart. 4 wide, getting hit into turn 1.
I think right there, Tyler Fody said, "Don't pull up across my nose." Next time. RC in the wall into the corner. and that'll determine the lane he runs through the corner.
While we've been watching all that action back there at the back of the top 10, I tell you, Johnny Thomas, he's looking pretty good out here leading this race in the belly up sports machine.
Well, I mean, that couldn't have worked out any better for JT to be running mid-pack, pit, and run like a lap and a half, 2 at the max, and then everybody else decides to pit. I mean, that it can't fall in your lap much better than that.
It's under fire now from Cutlip in the 5 to see if he can't take the lead going down to turn 3 here. If I'm Johnny, I probably don't fight too hard. I got what I wanted out of staying out there, have my track position. No reason to really try and fight that hard to keep the lead when you know that car's got better tires than you do.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Johnny, what are you looking for here? I'm probably looking to stay in the top 6 or 7. Like, you stay in the top 6 or 7, probably be able to run the rest of the race there. If we get to lap 45 and longer, you know, everybody's back to pit road because you'll be in a fuel window to make it to the end. So you just need a few more laps, and then if a caution comes out, you know, it'll be everybody coming in being on equal tires. And this race is really cycled out here, starting to get some separation on some of these guys.
And see, now this is the part of the cycle that Johnny doesn't want to see, is that everybody else that has the tires, they're lined up on his bumper. We've got the 07 of Wilkinson getting ready to go by. We've got Ethan Burrell ready to go by.
Yeah, I think if I'm Johnny, this is probably the run where I'm driving hard. I'm going to move up the racetrack. I'm going to let it eat. I'm going to give it, 10 hard laps to try to keep my track position, hope for a caution. And if there's not a caution by lap 50, I'm pitting. I'll be the first one to pit road and try to play that strategy and make that work. That's what my strategy plan would be here for JT. Ethan Stanley's another guy who played that same strategy, and he's middle 3 right now, backing up.
Yeah, right there around, is that Tate Lytle to his inside? I believe that's Tyler Pop to his outside.
And looking on at RC right there in front of him, Justin Wadsworth. Bunch of guys out there. Once again, Justin Wadsworth racing for a great cause out here at the St. Jude Children's Hospital. One of these times we'll get to talk to him about that. He'll be able to put this thing on the podium. Oh, Johnny with a little bit of a block there on Tyler Fody. RC looking to see where he wants to go.
Yeah, that's all these guys we've been watching kind of run mid-pack, like Tyler Fody, RC, Tate, and they're all starting to find their way to the front. It's about halfway. It's time to be up there, and they're gonna remind everybody that they might not have been there at the start, but they're gonna be there when it's over.
Yeah, and Johnny's really starting to back up here. He's really starting to struggle in that belly up sports machine. He's needing the caution. Don't want to be the caution.
Contact from Wadsworth.
Yeah, and Wadsworth was getting pushed by the 25.
Big run down the apron by William White, trying to get his positioning back in the top 10.
Yeah, and everybody's kind of attached to this bottom all of a sudden. Nobody's moving up the racetrack. I don't understand why.
Oh, contact.
Contact out of 2. It's at the 38 and the 43. So they continue to run 3 wide with Seth Rellis.
Now this is what Johnny wants to see. If they can wreck in his mirror, that'd be perfect for Johnny right now. Johnny wants nothing more than to see the yellow flag pop up here any second. And they're doing their best. Like, they're putting on the best effort they can to try to get Johnny this caution. There's that 25 doing a little door banging, being aggressive. 38 right there, the 6. The 6 is finally moved up to try to pass Johnny. 38's going to have a big run, a sweeping corner here. They're going to be 3 wide down the backstretch. Big momentum there to the 38 machine. And they are 3 wide for 11th right now.
It's JP Phillips, somebody we haven't talked about a whole lot. He's making his pass, and it's 11th place. He's going to be looking to try and get in the top 10 here.
And he stuck that corner pretty good. Wadsworth with a big run. William White said, I see him take a 3 wide and make the move. Let me try that. That looked pretty fun. William backs out, though. Seth drives down into turn 1. JP's coming back with a big run on the top.
And while we focus on this battle here, it's all the same up at the front. John Cutlip still leads the way. We're not missing anything up there. We're having fun watching a battle right outside the top 10 here as they're still going at it.
Yeah, and I think Seth is trying to be aggressive to get some track position. JP says, you're not just going to pass me like I'm sitting still. They really running each other out of room. William gets by the 6. The 6 pulls back underneath William. Ethan Stanley looking on.
Right now we've been talking about JT's strategy here, and these guys running side by side, running behind them, racing themselves. He's loving that because it's allowing him to keep the top 10 spot.
Yeah, and I think, I think, man, it would be hard to do. I thought Johnny would backslide a little bit more than this, because if a caution comes out and you can pit from 10th, that's great. But I do think I do think that Johnny should be on pit road in the next couple laps. I think you might see it run green for a while here. Try to play for the caution. The racing behind him starting to sort itself out. So it will be interesting. And I just heard a little bit of intel there, Jake. You want to talk about that intel that we might have just heard that I did not think was possible from where they pitted?
Yeah, we're talking about some guys that, like Johnny, that should probably be coming to pit road that are on the backslide. But we've gotten intel that a lot of guys are probably just going to make it, not even going to have to come to pit road.
I don't think so. Let me just say that intel, I think it's wrong. I don't think they can run 43 laps around here on a tank of fuel. I don't think so. Josh is on pit road. Here's Josh Labani down here pitting the car. Here he's just needed a breather. He had to take a break. That arthritis was really kicking in, hurting him up out there.
Seth Rawls, finally, Josh's teammate, finally able to make the pass on Johnny Thomas for 10th. Got William White coming around the outside now. Now that those guys aren't racing anymore, they're one by one coming around Johnny.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Johnny, I'm on pit road. Hey, Jake, you want to talk about what's going on down there for that Labani pit stop?
Yeah, we've heard Josh Labani. He, I don't know, there's some memory loss. I don't know. It's getting old. He forgot to turn his tires back on.
So that is
the 83 we've been talking about. He's coming to pit road this time.
Oh man, I hope he's got his tire. I hope they got the tires ready. You don't want to get down there and the tires not be ready.
Yeah, I think the belly up guys. I see them down there. They're on the wall. They've got 4 tires ready to go.
Oh man, Tyler Fody just cracked the top 5 for the first time tonight, so he is all of a sudden trying to become a player. Tight battle behind him between Tate Lido and the 07. Big struggle out here for some of these boys. There comes Johnny off of pit road with new tires. What Johnny would love to be able to do is blend in front of the field, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. He comes off of pit road.
They're coming by him now. It's going to take him a few laps to get up there and pass these leaders.
But he should blend in a good spot. It's almost exactly a lap. He's going to blend right back into the group he was in. And now, if you're Johnny, you let it eat. You just let it eat. And hope that these guys recognize your tire advantage. I was a little bit concerned if Ethan Stanley was going to recognize Johnny coming through right there.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing on these tracks when he's going to be running a couple seconds faster than these guys now. He's got to be patient and know where his car is going to be able to be the fastest to go around these guys. But you want to hope that they recognize that you have better tires and they kind of just stay in the spot that they're in and let you work around them.
Yeah, and here he's making good run at it.
Well, big run by David Tooker. He's going to go from third all the way up to side by side with Cutlip.
I think he drove down in there pretty hard. Stanley trying to lift is going to cause Jared Rexing to be able to pass both of them maybe. You know, Burrell tried to cut him a break. And Jared said, I'm not lifting for U2 Pro Edge, guys. Oh, Donald Kite's around out here. All by him is lonesome. No caution. Just loses it. I have heard some guys talking about the right rear going away in this car. Not good there for the rookie. Oh, he's actually claiming... Can we back that up a little further? He's claiming he got hit.
He had some help from Robert Hill there, that Mobile 1 machine.
So he's making the pass on Robert Hill. Oh, Robert is... Did Robert need a caution? Would a caution benefit Robert Hill? How about this slide for life here, and he's not going to hit the wall? Wow. To not hit anything right there is pretty incredible. As we have a new leader, Jared Rexing, and Johnny Thomas is passing him to get back on the lead lap right now. They're all about to work their way around Scott Crump in the 90 machine. A lot of damage on that 90 machine. So now Johnny's out here. Now you can kind of back your pace up a little bit if you want to, if you're Johnny. Save your stuff. Just run hard enough to pull away. You know, you don't need to make qualifying laps anymore. Make this thing live to the end. A little bit of a blank back there from maybe Tate Lytle. They're racing really hard coming around that 90 of Scott Crump right now. As right now it is Rexing, Cutlet, Tooker, Ethan Burrell, Tyler Fody, Tate Lytle, R.C. Ederson, Tyler Pop, Brandon Wilkinson, and Seth Rawls. And I believe you have a call for us there, Jake.
Yeah, we're back talking about the contact with Robert and Donald. I wasn't able to make a call on it because while I was watching the replay, Robert's car is blinked out, so I can't really make a determination whether he ran in there and dumped him or if it was because of a blinking issue. So no call on that. Wasn't really any severe damage caused, so just going to let it go.
Well, there you heard it straight from him. I am trying to work up here to see if anybody can make it to the end right now. Because that would be very, very good information to have.
Yeah, if there's we're actually getting word that Justin Wadsworth is pitting in this time, unless he hit the wrong key on his keyboard. But if there's anything that these cautions have helped us with, the last 2 weeks we're getting fuel mileage races, so it always kind of makes it a little bit funner to call.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So I believe we have Justin Wadsworth and Brent Jones in pit road.
And I believe Vincent has been on and off of pit road. So Vince is cruising right now. And real quick here, because I haven't had a chance to do it, we came back from commercial break there, so we haven't had a chance to do any sponsor reads yet tonight. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors tonight, Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with the Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always on the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels. Accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. And Worldwide Technology Raceway, as formerly Gateway International Raceway, is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, close to the Gateway Arch. Features a 1.25 mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, Truck Series, and the NTT IndyCar Series, and a 2-mile infield road course used by Speed Tour, Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America, and a 1/4 mile NHRA sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Camping World Drag Racing Series Midwest Nationals, and the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. So shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors. Help bring you this action live every week. Of course, Dave Huckleberry at ERN, Chad at Elite for everything they do. Now back to the action here with 17 to go. I have not got confirmation that anybody can make it just yet. So I'm not sure, but with these pit stops starting, I don't think so. What are you looking at out here, Jake, right now?
Yeah, I've just been watching the race for the lead between Rexing and Cutlip, and just wondering the same as everybody else who has the fuel to make it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who has the fuel to make it, who doesn't have the fuel to make it. I just don't, I'm not sure. I don't foresee anybody being able to run 43 laps. I mean, we're talking 43 laps caution free as well. Like, this is a 2.5 mile track. This isn't a 1.5 miles. My best guess would be the pit window's probably 32, 36. You would have to save 7 or 8 laps of gas, and I mean, how hard would that be, Jake, to save 6 or 7 laps of gas around Fontana?
Yeah, at a 2-mile track like this, it's almost impossible when under racing conditions, green flag the whole way. You almost got to back it off several tens of miles per hour to be able to get it done. Probably don't want to be clutching at the entire corner, so I just don't see any way to save up to 6 laps of gas and still be competitive.
Yeah, see, I agree. I think if you were within 2 or 3, that can be saved. You could save 2 or 3 laps of gas. But now you're talking double that. I just don't see a situation where anybody out here is saving enough fuel.
Yeah, I see where Josh was on pit road. Was at lap 49, 50. And where we're running at right now, 65. He can go 28 more, so yeah, they might.
One thing I do know, at this point, like, we're getting into that situation where if they do pit and there's not another caution, the battle for the win, if everybody has to pit, is going to be Johnny Thomas and Vincent Isabella. Because they have been out here on their new tires for 10 and 15 laps. They are cruising, and everybody else is either trying to make it or they've already went too far, in my opinion, to be able to get back to Johnny and Vince. We see Tate right here trying to make a pass on Ethan Burrell. we are hearing some communication there. Jake, why don't you go ahead and tell us what your take is from that? I have obviously my own take there. I don't think they're doing it. I don't think they're making it. But what is your take?
Yeah, I'm told there's a car in the field that's up to a half a lap short. So let's see, that car's running about mid-pack. So it'll be interesting.
You guys are so vague.
Yeah, nobody wants to tell us. You know, we can't get any good intel for the most part. Sometimes when we're out here on the racetrack trying to work deals, just a couple weeks ago, I thought I had something put together and it didn't happen. So, you know, guys are holding that very close to the vest. One thing I do see, Tyler Frody's fallen to the back of this line. He is lifting early. I think Tyler Frody is trying. He's trying to make it, I think. I don't know. It's going to keep us on our toes. We don't have access to some kind of radio communication or anything like that. Like, when we bring you information, we're bringing it to you because that driver has told us. One of us has reached out, asked the driver, they've responded. But we don't have that out here. You know, we've been able to talk to Labonte because, you know, he's not really racing tonight. He's just out here putting on a show for the fans, running around, waving at his people. So he's had plenty of time to talk to us and get back with us. But outside of Labonte, we haven't. I haven't been able to hear from any other drivers tonight. Have you, Jake?
Yeah, no, I haven't been. But one guy that I'm looking at, if everybody else is trying to save the fuel, somebody that I don't believe has ever won a race in Elite, Tyler Popp is coming up here. He just put himself 5th place. Maybe he's going to try and pressure these guys into running out of gas.
Yeah, but aren't you running yourself out of gas too?
Yeah, well, maybe he can't make it. So if he can't make it, then go up there, try and make sure everybody else can.
Did the 21 just miss pit road? Well, right now, I'm telling you, Jared Rexing pulling left here on the backstretch. That's a sign in the IndyCar side of things, and the open wheel side, that you're coming to pit road. Is he coming? Here he comes. We got the first... No. Just kidding. Man, I thought he was coming. Did that not look like he slowed up a little bit right there? Here comes the 89. He's been on and off of pit road for tires. Tate turns down to the bottom. I'm telling you, Fody's trying to save the fuel. I feel like if you're still saving fuel at this point, it's going to be real close.
Yeah, is Jared moving down closer to the bottom again down the back straightaway? Is he trying to make these guys think he's coming and getting the fuel?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know that there's anything to be gained by that, but you never know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out right here. A good fuel mileage race here. Shades of the first event back at Fontana when it was Jeff Gordon versus Terry Labonte trying to save the fuel. The Roush cars were up there, and Gordon and Labonte made it, and Gordon won the very first race here at Fontana by fuel mileage.
I tell you, the 89 of Brent Jones trying to get his lap back here. He's got Jared Rexing up in the second lane, and is Tate Lytle going to be able to take advantage of that and make... No.
Well, if you're trying to save fuel, you don't want to lead. And I think, well, I mean, right now, you know, it's great to have this lap car pulling you along if you're Jared Rexing, if you're close on fuel. Like, if anybody's going to run out, it's going to be that 10 car. We got some other guys on pit. We got a bunch of guys that have pitted, you know, but we can't leave this battle up here. But I'm telling you, Vince is about to pass Johnny to try to be the first guy that has pitted. Or wait, did Wadsworth pit? Wadsworth pitted, right?
Wadsworth did come to pit road, yes.
I'm not sure if he got 4 tires or not, though. But he is the first guy that has gotten the fuel to the end.
Oh, Jared Rexing in the wall. David Tooker in the wall. This is what's going to... Oh, big block by Rexing onto Tate Lytle. He said, Tate, if you're going to pass me, you're going to do it on the outside.
And Tyler Fody is driven back to these guys. Does he have the green light?
And Jared's just holding on right now. He's going to lose the lead to Tate. He's given that right rear tire all it can handle.
He drives right back in there, right down to Tate's bumper. This is what I want to see. Jared's a guy who doesn't get an opportunity to win a lot of these races here. Do what it takes. I want to see some aggression. I want to see some. You know, I want to see him put him on the dash right here. Let's go.
His right rear tire is gone, but he's still up here trying to give it to the 56. So Tyler Pop's going to go up and run that lane off the wall. See if he can't make some ground here. He's looking at John Cutlip.
I'm going to tell you what, I don't want to see Jared go down without a fight right here. I don't want to see him wreck Tate either. Don't think that I'm calling for that, but you drive down in there, you give him a little bump. You let him know. Like, just don't let him get comfortable out there.
Do we think the 56 finally taking the lead is telling us that he's got the fuel to make it and he's not really worried about backing off anymore, or?
I don't know what it tells us. I didn't think these guys would even be able to sniff this far into the run. I don't know what it tells us.
It's Jared right again. He's going to get to the quarter panel. He's right on his bumper going into turn 1. He's going to make Tate earn it.
I'm telling you, I think you can get away with a little bit of bump in 3 and 4 and move the guy up the track. I think down in 3 and 4, the way that corner is, you can drive right to somebody's bumper, and as long as you don't drive through them, you can move them. You know, right here, be just leaning on him a little bit, move him up the racetrack.
Jared's still really good through the center of these corners, and he's able to get right to Tate. So if there ever is a time to use the bumper, he's going to look again. He's going to look again. Big dive going down to turn 1.
I think you want the top, though, if you're going to be side by side.
Big slide. Look at his hands. Big slide. Contact. Oh, he's turning him. Tate's around.
And Tate's in the inside
wall. No caution. Jared Rexing is going to take the lead.
Well, that is not what we wanted to see. I mentioned that you don't want to see a wreck for the lead. But I wanted to see a great battle, and I thought we were seeing a great battle right there. And unfortunately for Tate, as the white flag is out.
Now does Jared have the fuel, and does he have the tire left to hold off David Tooker?
And Tooker's a teammate of Tate. Does Tooker return the favor? You see guys have been running out. The 70's blending back up the racetrack. Guys have been talking about running out of gas. Tyler Pop's out of fuel. Tyler Pop is out of fuel into 3. Here's Jared Rexing coming out of 4.
He's got the fuel.
Tooker's out of fuel.
The tire?
Tooker's out of fuel. It's all Rexing. Jared Rexing is going to win by making it last on fuel. Everybody runs out. It's going to be... Cody's going to get through.
Ran out of fuel right there at the line.
And one more lap would have been absolutely spectacular. What a run for Rexing. I mean, all these guys running out in the last 2 laps. Absolutely incredible stuff out here tonight. David Tooker's going to end up back in 6th place. Watching here to see how far up this field. Let's see, where is Johnny? Vince is going to be 24th, Johnny 23rd. One more lap, I think they'd have been in the top 10 with all the guys running out of fuel. But Rexing gets the win, Cutlip 2nd, Fody 3rd, Ethan Burrell, Tyler Pop, David Tooker, R.C. Enerson, William White, Corey Abbott, Daniel Martinez. That is your top 10 with a lot of those guys running out in that last half of the lap. But stick with us here on the Elite Racing Network. On the other side of the break, we will have interviews with our race winner and Cutlip along with Fody. And we will see you on the other side of the break.
3 years of sellout crowds, 3 years of edge-of-your-seat action, 3 years of jaw-dropping finishes. Worldwide Technology Raceway has rocked the world of NASCAR, and now NASCAR is giving us another reason to celebrate. The 2025 NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs are coming. Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Just when you thought the racing couldn't get any more intense, now every single lap matters. One wrong move could be the difference between elimination and being crowned the king. The Enjoy Illinois 300, the Confluence Music Festival, the NASCAR Cup Series Playoffs, and for the first time in 15 years, the NASCAR Xfinity Series on Saturday, September 6th. Don't be on the outside looking in. See history being made in your own backyard. Go to www.raceway.com for the hottest ticket of the year.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Since 2010, race fans have had one burning question. When will the Xfinity Series return to Worldwide Technology Raceway? You asked, NASCAR delivered. On Saturday, September 6, 2025, the magic is back. The track that launched the legendary careers of Harvick, Busch, Keselowski, Edwards, and Earnhardt Jr. is now ready to write that next chapter. We're going to introduce you to a new crop of future champions and Hall of Famers. And in the process, we'll create more of the greatest moments in racing history. NASCAR Weekend 2025, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship Playoffs, the Confluence Music Festival, and now 250 miles of the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 2 incredible races, 1 challenging track, a 3-day party of epic proportions. Go to www.raceway.com and lock in your weekend racing and camping packages for as little as $20 down.
And welcome back here to Fontana, where we just wrapped up here, and Jared Rexing is your winner. But I believe standing by with third place right now is Jacob Adams.
Yep, I've got Tyler Fody. Tyler, finished third here tonight. Not a typical Tyler Fody race we're used to seeing. We watched you run around about the top, back into the top 10 all race, and ended up third. So just take us through that run, and then ultimately the fuel save there at the end.
Yeah, man. It was a little frustrating. I felt like we had this speed the whole time, but it was kind of just stuck. Never really got to show it there, and we had some chaos. And firstly, it just started with me qualifying bad. The temps misjudged the temps in the quali round, and they dropped real quick late in the session, and I had already gone. So kind of set myself back. And yeah, it was so hard. I mean, you could the first 2 laps get some moves done. I mean, you had to, and then it kind of settled in and was really hard to pass. So yeah, it was like beginning of the run, or you had to wait till the tires burned off, and was kind of balancing that, working my way through. Just got to that top 10, like you said, when the last run started, and I don't know what I saw or thought I saw, but in my head we had no chance of making it on gas when the run started. And about 10 laps into it, I think I picked up like a second in a lap or two on the front 5. and I was like, wait a minute. And so I double checked it again, and it was like we needed to save a lap and a half or so. So I was about 10 laps late to that whole deal, and I was dropping way, way off. But yeah, I was surprised to still see guys running out. It was crazy. Just talking with them, Rexing and Tate were good, and they were really the only ones that were good of our whole front group. I just ran out as I hit the line, but it made it super interesting. Definitely a unique finish, but yeah, I just refused to believe Rexing saved that much. It was crazy. I think he was leading the whole last run, but he was just doing what he needed to do, I guess. So definitely will take third after fighting all night.
Yeah, see, we were up here in the booth. We couldn't believe everybody was making it to the end, also, and you kind of, by some guys running out of fuel, got the third place. So how about you go and tell us who makes it happen for you, and what shout-outs you got to give?
Yeah, just all the Lake Norman guys there. We had a full lobby tonight. I think 50 plus people. So Dylan and my dad didn't make it, unfortunately. So we'll have to dial in the Q speed with those guys, but they're new to it, so they'll be there by the end of the season. But yeah, all the regulars, Stanley, Wadsworth, Crump. Yeah, just a lot of split strategy, so we never really got to see each other, but love running with those guys. And then just obviously JD Designs, Jonathan Cutlip for painting our whole team, and most of the league really, does a great job. So, and lastly, you guys here, Dave, Chris, you, Jacob, for putting this on. Really fun to watch back. I'm sure this one will be a good one to watch back.
Well, we'll hope to talk to you again next time we see you guys on track at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
All right, we've got Chris Wright. I believe he's caught up with second place. Jonathan Cutlip.
Yeah, I am standing here with John Cutlip. John, typically at these racetracks, you're a guy that pulls away in the long run, but we really never got that. And then when we did, it turned into kind of a fuel mileage race. So talk to us about your night, how you set yourself up there in position to be able to make it on fuel from, the stage break?
Yeah, we ended up putting some clown makeup on tonight. Both early runs, I was trying to set up for a long run, and we ended up with the 15 lap and then a caution, so it never really came to fruition. But yeah, after the caution at the stage, we ended up just topping it off, and it was going to be close on fuel, so I was trying to save fuel just from the start, and I just didn't back the pace up enough at the start, and I ended up just having to save through the entire run instead of being able to push at the very end like a couple others were able to do.
Yeah, and talk to us about that. The groove kind of looked like it was widening out early in the race, but it was apparent the second half of the race. You know, we didn't think anybody could make it on field. We thought it was way too far outside the box, but it was pretty apparent thinking back and seeing how everybody just ran the bottom, ran in line. Nobody was really racing hard after that. I think that's why we didn't get the cautions in the second half. So everybody knew pretty much from the drop there that they needed to try to make the fuel last.
Yeah, the setup was kind of tight, so it just like trends to just bottom feed because you get up to the wall, it just plows even more, and it's really unfortunate because Auto Club is like one of my favorite tracks, and it's so fun when you can just run from the lines to the wall. Just so many lines that you can use, and the racing through the entire field would be really fun, but I'm not really sure what caused it to swing so tight tonight, and then the fuel run, it's kind of just like everyone's saving fuel, so it's just trying to keep your momentum up and try to avoid everyone else while you're trying to manage your fuel.
Yeah, and I got one other thing I want to ask you, and now this just came through here, so I want to ask you. I consider you a team leader. I don't know if that's like that on the inside, but I look at you as one of the leaders at Pro Edge, if not the leader. You're the guy that's super fast everywhere. You don't always qualify good, which was a surprise tonight to see you actually qualify up at the front, and you got to start with the track position. But we also saw a little bit of Pro Edge on Pro Edge crime out here, and you're bound to have that when you got about half the field out here, John. But talk to us about how you're going to put that fire out this week and bring these two guys back together here for next week.
We really won't have to do anything. We're all kind of just same mentality. We're all good with each other. They'll talk it out. I doubt they'll have an issue going forward, but they'll settle.
Will you let them fight it out in front of the shop? Maybe pay-per-view? People get to come watch?
Probably just in the back. I think just in the closet or something will be fine, but Yeah, they were a little upset with each other, but it happens from time to time, and they'll get it figured out.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Tate and Weeks are in the closet?
Nah, just fighting.
Well, all right, John. Congrats on the run. Before we let you jump out of here, why don't you talk to us about the sponsors on that bright yellow machine out here and who helps get it done for you week in, week out?
First of all, got to thank Eddie Kerner. We did a race here a few weeks ago, and official, and ended up turning into a fuel mileage race, and he gave me some tips for like here and just fuel mileage in general. But unfortunately, didn't perfect that tonight. But I feel like his advice got me to the end here. So shout out to Eddie. Thanks to Race API for the open stuff. The team I'm running, unfortunately, is going to be delayed a year for Red to Pro. So that's a bit of an unfortunate circumstance, but I'm looking forward to running throughout the year with them. Edging Pros Racing with myself and RC. RC had a good race. He finished 7th, and shout out to my mom. She watches every race, and she enjoys just being able to watch us to put on a show and just look back on, and it's fun to be able to give that with everyone here. And shout out to you guys for putting this together.
Well, all right, John. Congrats on the run. We can't wait to watch you next week. We're going to be turning right and left next week at Laguna Seca. And real quick here, I don't think we've ran there in this series, or at least it's been a long time.
Say, I'm probably gonna miss that one.
Oh, come on, man. What are you going to see out there, dude? What are you expecting? You're good at the road courses.
I feel like it's going to be another David Ticker and Ethan Stanley battle for the lead. I feel like Fody has some speed at some of the road courses. I've never seen him at Laguna Seca, but he's pretty quick. RC, if he shows up, he's really quick. William White. It'll be a fun battle for the lead next week. I'm probably just doing part-time here, so have to see how it goes, but it should be a good one.
Well, the people want to see you next week. All right, we'll get some people trying to see John Cutlip. They want to see you out there next week, want to see you out there racing for that win, and all it'll take is one caution, and with our caution strict rules here at the road courses, maybe a big wreck down into the corkscrew one time, you come out the other side, you win the thing. That's all it's going to take.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes.
Well, all right, John, we'll let you jump out of here. Congrats on the run. We can't wait to see you in action, if it's not next week, in a couple weeks' time.
Thank you.
Well, all right, Jake, I think you're standing down there in victory lane with Jared Rexing.
Yep, I've got Jared Rexing. Put the Nesquik car in victory lane. Let me tell you, that car looked quick tonight. So just tell us a little bit about your night.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't the prettiest with Hook and Tate and all that down the backstretch, but yeah, some of those guys, they didn't realize we could make it to the end on fuel, so they weren't saving until halfway through the run. Me and Tate, we were talking, and we started saving as soon as we left the pit box, so that kind of gave us the advantage to race hard at the end, and raced a little too hard, got into him, feel bad about that, but he said it's karma for getting Chad earlier in the race, so I guess it's all right.
Yeah, you kind of led me into my next question there. We were talking about the contact. You were driving it super hard down into the corner there, and I watched you drive pretty much sideways the entire 1 and 2, and kind of just got into him there at the end of the corner. Did you have it in the back of your mind if you lifted right there, the race was over, so you kind of just had to maybe hope you banked doors there?
Yeah, I really thought I needed to get it there because I knew he wasn't going to, if he was still saving fuel there, he wasn't going to be saving the last lap. So I kind of thought I had to get it back there after I gave it to him hitting the wall. So, it's unfortunate I got into him. It did one of those things where as soon as we made contact, we got stuck together. And at that point, it's either him or both of us. So I just cleaned him out. I feel bad about it. But, when you get down to the end of these things, sometimes you can't lift at some point. So I feel bad about it for sure. But, what comes around goes around. He'll race me hard the rest of the season, I'm sure, and I deserve it. But it feels good to be back on top. It's been a while for me. So just glad to be back here in victory lane.
Yeah, as we had mentioned that on the broadcast, you don't get a chance to win a whole lot of them. So it's really good to see. We got the Nesquik bath down here in victory lane. So
nice.
Hopefully that's gonna take some of the feelings away, and you're really able to enjoy it. So just tell us who makes this car go around for you, and shout outs you got to give.
Yeah, shout out to my wife for watching. Let me do this. Shout out to Gerald Campbell and Aggressive Eagle. The guys that do good, we're kind of pseudo teammates with them, and it's fun hanging out and racing with them. And to be fair, Gerald did say it was team orders to take Tate out, so it's on him.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. It wasn't Jared's fault. Blame Gerald. All right. Well, it was really fun to watch. Let a lot of laps out there. Car looked quick. We'll see you next week at Laguna Seca.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. See you.
Well, boys, we saw a little bit of everything tonight. We saw a lot of cautions early, a green run late, and it turned into one of those classic Fontana fuel mileage races. Jake, are there any final thoughts from you tonight here from Fontana as we get ready to head towards the road course in Laguna Seca for the first time?
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, we kind of had the rash of yellow fever there in the first 30 laps, but these boys settled it out, and they got done racing like they didn't know really what they were doing right at the right time to give us the fuel mileage race, and it was really fun to watch, really fun to call. It was fun to see just who was going to come out on the other side, and we got a new winner. Jared Rexing locked himself into the playoffs, so we'll looking forward to next week.
And Dave, what are your final thoughts tonight and looking ahead there to the road course?
My final thought was just it makes me really sad that this track doesn't exist anymore. This is such a great track and put on great races in real life, and thank God for iRacing and being able to stay at some of these tracks that'll probably never be seen again.
Yeah, but they're going to give us a short track out here, Dave, and I am one of those on the side of Fontana was a great track when it was scanned. Like this version we've got's great. But the last 2 or 3 years that track was there, we knew they were going to have to repave it. It had gotten kind of to the other side where it was a lot of single file parading at the top. You really couldn't make any other lane work. So as long as the short track package gets better, and there's nothing wrong with our Xfinity short track package or truck short track package. I think once they get that little half-mile track done out there, I'm not going to ever be against more short tracks being in the sport. So I think it's going to be great. Hopefully they get it done pretty soon, and they can be racing out there in a couple years. They're not in LA anymore out there in that market. Back at Bowman Gray, where we saw the clash last night, and we'll have to see if they come back to there next year, maybe go to Brazil, but they're not in that Southern California market anymore. So I think it'll be coming soon. We'll be back out there racing on a little piece of this place. But as far as tonight goes, man, fuel mileage racing is so much fun. I kind of like the fact, looking back, we were kind of blind as to knowing who could make it, who couldn't make it. It added to where we didn't know. Normally we have a good idea, as you know, Jake, like who can make it, who can't. We have a good idea of how short they are. But tonight we were kind of flying blind out there, and it was a lot of fun to not know who was making it, who was running out. And next week at Laguna Seca probably won't be a fuel mileage race. We'll probably have some cautions with our strict caution policy at the road courses. So I think those restarts are going to be a lot of fun, getting to that corkscrew at the start of the race and maybe even a green-white checkered at the end. But as for us here, it was a great race. We want to thank all our sponsors who helped get it done. Blue Egg Marketing, Worldwide Technology, everybody at ERN, of course, here with Dave, who helps keep all of us in line. Thank you, Jake, for being here. I know you're race controlling as well. Shout out to Chad for all he does, and these drivers for giving us a great race. And hopefully next week we'll get to see a great race with the same guys out here at play. R.C. Anderson will be back up at the front at a road course, so make sure you tune in and check that out. But as for the rest of the week on ERN, we're going to be with ARCA Cars tomorrow night. The Cup Series is back in action on Wednesday night. And Thursday kicks off the Warriors for Peace Series, Race 1. So if you've been waiting on that series to start, it starts this Thursday. Tune in all week long here at ERN, and you'll be back with us next Monday night. We'll be back same time. We look forward to seeing you then.